Hello and welcome back to my channel. I thought I could do a little bit of a different video today because I love talking and I love fashion. So I thought we could maybe talk through some of the 2025 trends or just stuff I think is gonna become very popular this year. Probably not so much in the big fashion houses, but for the TikTok fashion girls and the internet fashion girls, which is what the majority of us I feel see anyways, what I think is going to be popular with them. I've kind of gotten all my thoughts and ideas together from a mixture of watching some YouTube videos, TikToks, just my own things that I've noticed online. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. I've written them all down on a list to be very organized. But so the first thing that I'm thinking for 2025 is there's these shoes. They're called Clark's Wallabies. And I've seen a very niche group of people on the internet starting to wear these. And I've seen a lot of people on TikTok talking or beginning to talk about how they're cute. They're sort of these nearly school shoes, but I think they come in cute colors. I'll try and put some pictures so that you guys can see. But I'm thinking a shoe like this in 2025 with a jean. I feel like we're moving away from just runners, sneakers with everything. I think, we've seen ballet pumps and loafers become very popular. So I think any sort of a shoe that isn't a trainer that you can wear is going to become super popular, and I just think these are one that will definitely be super popular. Another thing I think we're seeing, and one of my favorite YouTubers actually pointed this out and I think it's so true, is bigger buttons on clothing. So away from the sort of I don't know when it started trending small buttons. I feel 2020, but they were super big last year as well, little buttons on cardigans. I feel the buttons are going to be bigger. We're going to be seeing the bigger buttons as a staple of fashionable, you know what I mean? They're not on every garment, and they're probably not on a lot of garments from fast fashion. But I actually got a really cute cardigan. I'll insert a photo from Vinted recently with chunky buttons, and I didn't even realize. And then when I seen people talking about this, I was like, oh my god, that's so true. I love big buttons. I think they're so chic. I think they look so cool. I think they look really fashionable, nearly like an accessory. I think they're super cool, and I think we're definitely going to see more of those this year. Into some shaping trends. I know a lot of people are talking about skinny jeans. I personally don't feel like skinny jeans are ever going to become more popular than the straight and wide leg jean, because I think we've all just gotten so much more comfortable with the fit of the straight and wide leg that I think very few people are going to be throwing away their wide leg jeans. And even last year there was barrel jeans. I don't think jean style is ever truly trending, because people just wear whatever jeans they want. But I think the baggy jean is going to be staying in, and on that I think we're going to see a lot more of a fitted unfitted sort of a style, rather than small baggy fitted baggy sort of a vibe. So fitted coats with a flared jean or something like that. I feel that's going to be very big this year. I've seen a lot more fitted jackets and stuff, so I feel we're going to see those a lot. Another thing I feel is going out a little bit is the small on top, big on the bottom trend. And what we're seeing more is small on the bottom and big on top. So the micro shorts with the jumper and the boots, or the mini skirt with the leather jacket and the heels. We're seeing a lot more of the legs are out, but it's very modest on top, and I feel that is more fashionable and chic now than having a very tiny top with huge pants. Although I still think that looks really cool, I think the more trendy thing now is the smaller on the bottom and the big on top. I think that is just going to be so big this year, but I think it was big last year as well, but it might just be bigger in a different sense. It's just patterns. More specifically, I think tartan, gingham, polka dots, and I think leopard is still gonna be having its moment throughout this year. I think that was a very loved resurgence of a print, and I think it's here to stay personally. Maybe not so much in the fast fashion realm and in high street, but I think the girlies who got into leopard print last year are going to stay into it. But I personally am obsessing over polka dots. I really feel that sort of 60s 70s baby doll polka dots are coming back in, and I love to see it. So I think polka dots on skirts, polka dots on top are all very trendy at the moment and will be trendy. And then patterns like gingham and tartan in skirts, tops, even tights. I've been loving that recently. I think that's all going to be really trendy in the spring with you know, the internet fashion girlies. It keeps changing, so apologies for that. I'm in front of the window and the weather is very temperamental. But another thing we're definitely seeing, which like I'm sort of sick to the bone of hearing it now because it's such a definite trend I think for this summer, is like a boho chic, Isabel Marant sort of inspired fashion, and that very like feminine, flowy, fringy sort of a style is definitely going to be in. But I think the thing about this style is that you can tell when it feels authentic on someone and when it feels not authentic. Like you can think in your head of someone if they were wearing like the sort of, you know, like the cape tops with the frills with like a little pair of shorts and like kind of western boots. You can imagine someone wearing that and looking so wrong in it, like it just not fitting them at all. And then you can imagine someone else wearing it and it looking so good and suited. And I just think to pull off that like boho chic 70s hippie sort of a vibe, you need to have a certain vibe about you, I think, for sure. I don't think it will suit everyone, but I think we will definitely see a surgence of it in the people that it does flow with. On that sort of feminine energy sort of a fashion thing, I think the color pink is going to be quite there. Personally, I love the color pink. I have so much pink stuff, but I think people are liking pink now, and red is still there, but I think pink is creeping in, and I think we're going to see more pink accessories, and like not like hot pink but like pastel pink, like a nice like pink knit or something like that, but we'll see. I just think it will tie into this whole like feminine fashion that we're seeing a lot at the moment. And then I also feel like that we're definitely moving away from, okay, maybe not, maybe it's just me, but I do think a lot of people are rathering silver jewelry over gold recently, because I think we've seen a lot of gold with the whole clean girl aesthetic trend that was going on, and the sort of Scandinavian Matilda Djerf inspired look. And I think now, personally, I've always liked silver jewelry. I had a moment where I worked in a jewelry store and I transitioned to gold, but I'll always be a silver girly. I think silver rings especially tend to look better, and although I do love a gold moment in the summer, but if you live somewhere like Ireland, it's rarely summer, so I think silver is the tone. But I love silver. I also just love mixing metals. Like I think gold and silver look great together, and I think we saw a lot of that last year and we'll continue to see it into this year. And the final thing that I think we're going to be seeing probably more in the spring and summer is like the overdressing, mixing patterns, maximalism sort of a style. If you have sort of a eccentric skirt, instead of pairing it with like a white t-shirt, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of like pairing it with like a lace top. This actually makes me think of this girl on Instagram called Amy Hallamond. I'll put her profile. She is like so maximalist, always mixing patterns, textures, and I think that sort of style is going to be in this summer. Like just maximalist, like frills, sequins, lace, all in one outfit. And I'm excited to see that because I love that kind of a moment. I just think the crazier the better. Last thing I wanted to say was I think bigger handbags are going to be back in. Like not tote bags, but it's like I feel like the end of the micro bag. Like I think we're going to be seeing more medium to large size handbags. Those are my 2025 sort of trend predictions, or like things that I'd like to see. I'm not necessarily saying that I have any, you know, special knowledge into what's going to be trending. I definitely don't. This is just some stuff that I've seen online, and it's hard to know what is going to come next, but I think these are some things that we're definitely going to see. Yeah, anyways, that is all I have to say. I'm going to be doing, I hope, more fashion content on YouTube this year. So if you enjoy that, do subscribe and let me know what you'd like to see. And thank you for watching.